on. He ends up in India. So
Okay.
this is a scene from India. In Mumbai, I was met by a small Indian man who came with the same sing-song accent that Charles did, and if it hadn't been for years of listening to and trying to understand Charles, I doubt I would have understood anything he said. His name was Siddiqui, and Newman must have told him what I was after. "Everybody call me Sid," he sang. "First, I'm taking you to number 1 market. Here, I'm thinking you'll find what you want." He bundled me into a waiting taxi and talked quickly and at length to the driver, who regarded me curiously in the rear-view mirror. The drive took over an hour, or through crowded, chaotic streets full of blaring horns and yelling, trucks and cattle and carts and people and bikes and scooters and all sorts and thousands of taxis. But for all the noise and swearing, not once did we actually stop. Always we edged ever forward, slowly, then accelerating through some gap in the traffic that would magically appear just as we got to it. How would you explain this to a taxi driver that we drove on roads in Australia that for a whole day you might not see another car? If you told him that, would he be excited to go there or terrified at the isolation and boredom? I wondered this as Sid chatted away like a canary, not seeming to need me to answer more than occasionally. I wondered what our imports were told to expect when they got to Australia. Or what was it that made them choose Australia in the first place? There had to be some attractive promise made by someone. I could not believe that if you had grown up with the noise and bustle and chaos of Mumbai or Karachi or any of the cities or even the towns of these crowded places, that you would ever find satisfaction in the barren landscape of Australia. Not even in our cities, where the homes were big and spread out and hidden from one another by high walls so that the suburbs were forever asleep. I could never have lived in Mumbai, and I doubted anybody at home in Mumbai could live happily in Australia. Perhaps I was seeing things as I wanted to. I was in the people moving business, and I had to believe that those I was moving wanted to go where I was taking them, that anybody with the desire could have bought a ticket, and that the reason they didn't was that they were all more comfortable with the familiar. Home is what you are born into. But as we drove past the crowded slums of cardboard and plastic or the beggars in the doorways, I knew that these were the ones who could not afford to move, that their whole life was this, and I thought about what Newman had said. If you were ill, if you knew you were going to die, wouldn't you too be grateful for a place to live out your days in the comfort and with a full belly? Isn't that what we all do? We spend the intervening years between the birth and death trying to make ourselves more comfortable. Buying a kidney off a dying man so my father could live comfortably for a few more years was a thing where everybody could end up happy. Win-win, as they say. But I was not prepared for where Sid took me.